Yeah, from Daisy Dukes to business.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Dr. J, and I am joined today by LaTanya LaBranch. And I am so excited to have this lady on with me today. One of my accountability partners. Yay! Who I am definitely missing right now, I must say, with this social distancing, but we are doing what we need to do and coming up with other ways to stay in contact. But
Yeah.
in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me, LaTanya.
Hi, thanks for inviting me and thanks for having me.
No problem. You are invited here today because you are someone who I feel, who I nominated to be on the Boss Up segment for behavior health and wellness with Dr. J. The reason that I feel that you were a great nomination for this segment is because you're doing a lot of great things in the community. Um, you are a real estate mogul, a businesswoman, and I feel really blessed to know you and to be able to be in your company.
Well, thank you. Same here. Same here. We
Great
feed
minds,
off
great
each other.
minds.
Yes.
So with all of that said, smooches, hugs, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your background and your credentials.
Okay. My name is LaTanya LaBranch, and I started a career in real estate, honestly, at the age of 23, I might say, because little did I know starting off purchasing an income producing property would give me the zeal and the appetite for wanting, more properties and wanting to build a career based around owning real estate. So after Katrina, I've always worked in management, thanks for my leadership skills and my preparation and trying to make sure that I can help others and guide others. So I've always had roles in management. When Katrina hit, I was actually the administrator of one of the churches here. And I ended up in Atlanta, Georgia, and trying to find something else to do while I was there. I had to purchase a home for us to live. And I ended up working with Danette O'Neill, who is from New Orleans. And while purchasing that home, she asked me about running her office because she knew the credentials that I had as far as management and leadership. And so I decided to do that. And while I was running her office, that's when I was like, okay, I'm looking at the checks coming in and I'm just loving working with others and helping other people accomplish their dreams. And I decided at that time to pursue my real estate, to get my real estate license to pursue a career in real estate. So I got my license back in 2007. And since then, I have been just advocating and pushing and actively engaged in the purchase and sale of real estate.
Gotcha. You know, Tanya, you brought up some great things that I definitely want to go back and make sure that we acknowledge. One, you said you bought your first property at 23 years old. Um, and that is a lot. And I definitely want to make sure that we focus on that because home ownership is a big step and we have to teach our young. And it's a great thing when you learn young about the value of property and how beneficial it is to own or become a person, like you said, someone who had income producing um, land. So 23 years old. I mean, most 23-year-olds are just thinking about being able to have all the fun they can. What put your mindset in that place that young?
You know what? It was life. Life happened to me. And just so happened that I had ended up moving back home with my parents, and they weren't homeowners at the time. And so the house that they were living in, someone purchased it.
Mhm.
And the day that they went to closing is the day that they came to the house to serve my parents with the notice to vacate.
Right.
And so I watched my parents, be so stressed out because of that. And then I became stressed out because I'm like, now I have to find me somewhere to go. And I vowed at that point to never be put in that situation again, and to never have to be faced with a challenge of not knowing where I was going to go. I mean, I literally had a 30-day notice to figure out where was I going to, live. And just because of how my parents are, that 30-day notice became a day's notice, because when they came there, they started moving everything out the house instantly. So, you know, for that duration, for that little time frame in the interim of me finding a house, and I had to end up moving with someone, and that was another experience that taught me that I want my own.
Right.
That, and I believe that God allows us to go through things in life that would challenge us and make us remember that I never want to go back to where that I was with that. And so had that living situation had been easy for me, I may have just stayed longer, but
Right.
it wasn't, and it made me push harder and harder to get my own place. So within 3 months of given a 30-day notice and having to move out of a place that I was comfortable living, I purchased my home, and I was on it. I was determined. I kept looking, and I'm just like, I'll have me somewhere to stay, and I will never be put out of a house instantly like that again. And
That
that's part how I got started.
and that's great, and to have those life lessons and to react and to be able to survive. That
Yeah,
is, I believe that anyone who comes to your brokerage seeking someone that's going to actually have them and is committed to them actually moving through the process, they'll be in good hands with you, because I mean, you definitely, you have a story. And not only were you 23 years old doing this, which most 23-year-olds would not have the, are not thinking like this, to be honest. I know at 23 I wasn't. But also, you mentioned when you went to Atlanta. Right now it is August 26th, and we are in that time when anyone from New Orleans, that traumatic experience of Hurricane Katrina actually makes us fearful. And we are actually experiencing two storms in the Gulf, Marco and Laura.
right.
Um, but it's the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, and you left here when you went to Atlanta, and you were actually able to find a career, which that did not happen for a lot of people.
Right.
And working with Danette O'Neill, who
Yes.
actually I am calling out because I want her own boss stuff. But that was so great to have that testimony in that story. So
Yes.
tell us about your business. I know that you've been in business for a while, but just talk a little bit about your business. Tell us the name of your real estate company.
Okay, so I own a franchise now, which, yes, which is Weichert Realtors. I partnered with them because I wanted to make sure that my business was able to give agents the tools necessary to effectively do their real estate business. So it's one thing to own a real estate company, but it's another thing to have all the tools necessary to properly assist your clients, and have the knowledge, the trainings, and everything that comes along with owning a company that you should provide to your agents. Just having all of that, and having, when you are an independent broker like I was, and you're out there fending for yourself, you're not connected to any sorry, any large brokerages. So you're out there trying to piece together all of these tools to give to your agents. And when you start looking at it, when you're a small brokerage, if you care anything about your business, you want to have those tools that make doing your business easier. So when, as a small broker, when you're out there trying to get pricing on the I'm sorry, on the necessary tools that agents would need to effectively do their business, it costs more
Right.
because most of those tools are per person. So
Right.
if you have less than 10 people, and that product may cost you, based off of that, $100 per person or whatever a month, that's when you really start to realize. So if you join forces with an already established company, then you're able to feedback off of that entire network, and then get the tools and everything that you need necessary to effectively do your business. So that's why I decided to join Weichert, and they have been tremendously amazing for my business. And any agent that works with us will know that.
Sounds so wonderful. And for those who don't know, in my past life, I was a real estate broker.
Yes.
um, but it's like I know when to fold them. The education was phenomenal, and to actually meet great brokers. I mean, we came up in the trenches,
Yes.
but you had some great experience and leadership. So that's a great thing. But real estate is still wonderful. I just chose to do some other things. That education just kept calling me. So
Yes.
and now I don't have to teach everything, because when I get ready to educate people about that real estate, we have partners. I can call Miss LaTanya
Absolutely.
to do that. So that's wonderful. I hear, I know, congratulations on your franchise.
Thank you.
And I know that um running a business in itself is a lot, and getting quality people to actually see your vision, that's definitely one of those things that we want in order to be successful in our business. So tell me about accountability partners. Who would be someone that you would think about that actually mentor, keep you accountable for being the savvy business person that you are?
you know, um, as I think about that, I just recall the times that we were trying to put together our businesses, and we kind of line out the things that we want to do, and we were accountable to each other and making sure. And you would often tell me, okay, Tanya, have you done this, this, and this? And when you have someone that's actually there keeping you reminded of what needs to be done, and keeping you kind of like focused on what needs to be done, that is great. But because both our lives became so busy, and we ended up, kind of doing our own thing, I think we lost that accountability. And I haven't, since you, started on your path, and I kind of was doing mine. I haven't had another accountability partner other than my husband that would often ask me or remind me of things that I need to do. But when I believe that when you have that accountability partner, it's like we're both sitting down, we're going over our goals, and we're going over the things that we're trying to accomplish. And so that accountability partner keeps us on track. They have a list of what you're trying to accomplish, and then they'll follow up with you and say, okay, have you done this? And they would even aid in helping you accomplish those things. I believe that that is absolutely necessary in every person's business, to have that accountability partner. And I believe that you should absolutely link up with someone. They may not always agree with what you're doing or how you're doing it, but just to offer you a different insight on what if you did it this way, because we don't know everything. But having an accountability partner is definitely necessary, and it's something that I'm lacking right now, and it's something that I'm urging and seeking.
Yeah, gotta get back on my job, girl. Um, and you know what? I like to focus on that, because what I'm trying to point out is no man is an island. You can't do this alone. And you have to definitely have those people in your circle, people that want you to succeed just as much as you want to. So even with with the social distancing with Corona, I know that we have not been together doing our workouts and just our girl time and kind of being on top of things, but we pray a lot.
Yeah.
And one thing that we learned through prayer, and some of the things that we often talk about, and things that you call me on, is, God is always working. So he's allowed us some opportunities to do some things. And once you praying, we have those seasons. And
Yeah.
right now, this is probably just a season for us just to sit back and think and collect ourselves. Even being here today, having this opportunity to introduce the world to you, people who may not know you, this is a blessing in itself, because I have thought about this for the longest, and it's always one reason or another why it won't happen. I don't have this, I don't have that, or I don't know how to do this. And just my prayers and just staying focused, God has offered me, has given me the platform. He's given me the resources to be able to push forward even in the midst of a storm, because it's definitely a real storm going on right now. Two
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to be here and to have this opportunity, and I don't want to miss the opportunity for you to let people know where to find you, and brokers who are agents who are looking to get with a broker who's going to actually help them and to guide them so they're successful in their business. How do they get in contact with you, Tanya?
So my office is located in Deer Park, 10555 Lake Forest Boulevard. I'm Suite 7A. And one thing that I want to say, because I don't want people or potential real estate agents to misunderstand the work that they need to put in order to get something back out. Like, the resources are there. They're there for you to take on, and it's just like with any job. If you don't go after it, if you don't make it happen, it won't happen to you. So everybody won't have my story, and even agents that come to work for me or with me, if they're not aggressive and eager to do their business, the likeliness of them being successful at it won't happen. You are an independent contractor, and we have to always remember that. So while the tools and all of that's necessary there, the trainings and everything, but if you don't take those steps to be a part of it, then that's where you miss it. And it's not your broker's fault that you don't succeed. The weight lies on our shoulders when we don't succeed. So I can be reaching. I would love to be your broker. I would love to mentor, help you, challenge you in becoming a better real estate agent. But it also begins with you.
And Tanya, before we get off, I really want to point out that you made history in with NOMAR. Tell us what that history was.
Okay, so for those of you guys that may not know what NOMAR is and what it stands for, it's the New Orleans Metropolitan Association of Realtors. In every area, there's an association that a realtor has to be connected to in order to do their real estate business. In the New Orleans area, NOMAR is the largest in the state of Louisiana, and we have roughly about 7,000 members. That's real estate agents and members. And in 2019, I was lucky to become the president of that organization. And might I add, I was the first African American female president in over 100 years. So I am one that is about my business. If this is my business, I am going to be in it, trying to figure it out, trying to get all the ins and out about how I can effectively do my business well. And so when I started asking questions, I was told maybe you need to get on the board. And it's like God parted the seas for me. So I was the one that He had chosen for such a time as this to become the president of that board and to make history with becoming the first African American female president. So I'm grateful, I'm honored. I pray that I made change. I did what I could with God's help and with the help of my board. And I absolutely enjoyed. I'm still on the board. I am the ex officio this year, but I am still there supporting my other board members, supporting the real estate community, and also trying to make change. And I also just became the chairperson of the diversity community with everything committee, with everything that's going on in the world right now. I just believe that we needed an outlet for our minorities to feel safe to speak on what it is that's out there in our organization, you know, in the real estate community that may be affecting them, and to have a safe outlet. So I'm right now putting together that committee, trying to make sure that our association is able to provide that outlet so that our voices are heard as well.
Tanya, you know, I personally think you're wonderful. And as I said, it's a great opportunity to share you with anyone who lays eyes on this segment. And you were selected to be on Bust Up because of everything we spoke about. You're bringing about change in the world. You're offering necessary services. You're successful, solution driven, effective in your craft. You're dedicated to a worthy cause, uplifting individuals as well as groups, and most important, your personal great character. So definitely I want to share that with you. We love you here at Behavioral Health and Wellness. And if anybody who is watching this knows someone who would they want to nominate for the Boss Up segment, please send us an email to behavior.healthandwellness@gmail.com. LaTanya, much success, and you definitely have to come back on. I want you to come on and just talk to us more about real estate, and because we just got to keep the conversation going about the greatness about just land, and you know how we can actually we have to learn about different resources, and that's a resource that we just have to keep the conversation going. So much luck, all the blessings to you and everything that you go to conquer in your life. Good luck with the diversity committee. I'm gonna keep on you and keep in contact to find out what's happening. And blessings to you and your family. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and same to you. Blessings. Thank you for having me. And I failed to mention I said what my office was, but I didn't send a contact number.
Right.
So if I can do that at this time.
Okay.
Okay. So my cell phone number is 504-606-4523. And my office number is 504-300-0820.
And I'll definitely have that where people can actually we'll have it typed up once we finish editing everything out so people can visually see that as well. And in the meantime, you continue to do great things, and I'll be in touch.
Thank you.
All right. And happy anniversary.
Thank you. 20 years.
Oh my gosh. You're coming back. Yeah, beautiful. Happy anniversary to you guys.